Well, after a break, Hong Kong racing is about to get back underway for another wonderful season of racing which awaits us, and here's a little bit to get you in the mood.
都已經準備就緒，全城期待馬季開鑼啦！9月8號，沙田馬場見。
Well, there's some new faces in Hong Kong racing, but there are no new faces in racing to win. Paul Lally and Tom Wooden back to join us. And Tom, what are you looking forward to in the upcoming season?
Yeah, it should be a good season, Mark. Again, there's plenty to look forward to. Of course, Zach Purton, of course, getting very close to that record of most wins here in Hong Kong. Douglas White, he's just on 70-ish away from that. But the traditional opening day feature, the Chief Executives Cup, and David Hayes did a terrific job with Car Ying Rising last season, taking him from 52 all the way up to 111.
We will focus on that race on the show today. Paul Lally joins us with jackpots. Welcome back, Paul.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mike. The only thing new is probably your face there with the trendy moustache. But 23 million going into the triple trio, so plenty of money there. You can afford a razor for that. And also 6 million going into the 6-up win bonus. So plenty there. And also $1 million going into the last race, Quartet first 4 merge pool. So plenty of good money floating around.
All right, we'll try and get a razor for the moustache and the jackpots. Now, some key stats coming out of last season, looking forward to this season. We have got the following information for you. 88 race meetings as per the norm. 51 Shard, 1037 at Happy Valley, and 121.9 billion for the season turnover completed last. Romantic Warrior, of course, the horse of the year, 15 wins and a winner, of course, in Japan and Australia, and 151 million in prize money. He'll be back hopefully better than ever. Zach Purton is 74 wins off beating Douglas White's record, 73 to tie, 74 to take the lead, and if season's past any indication, Zach will do that somewhere around the midpoint of the season. Francis Lloyd came down to the last race when Patch of Theta secured Francis's first premiership, and Golden 60 was the stable star from the last number of seasons here in Hong Kong. So that is what has happened as far as racing goes, and what might happen going forward. There is a new face amongst the trainers. He's come here, England via Australia, and his name is David Eustace.
David Eustace, many thanks for inviting us round to your stables. You are the latest addition to the training ranks here in Hong Kong, and I get the sense it's a bit like that sort of first day of the new term, isn't it? Starting somewhere new. How have you settled in?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Thanks for coming. Yeah, absolutely, it is. You know, when you handed the stable and it's completely empty, obviously, you know, your focus is on building relationships and filling those boxes. So thankfully, support's been good. I've got a good number of horses here and up in Chung Fa, which is working really well, and obviously really excited to get going.
David, for a man so young, obviously you've got quite a very good CV. I mean, in partnership with Kieran Maher, of course, plenty of big winners there, Melbourne Cups, Cox Plates, Derbies, the list goes on. Who have you perhaps called upon here for a bit of advice, obviously, given that it is a different jurisdiction? Obviously, your uncle, David, did indeed train here.
Yeah, obviously, David's been a great help, but he left a while ago. The trainers sort of close by and around me have been terrific. David Hall's next door. Obviously knew David Hayes from Australia. He's been fantastic. And I've spoken to Jamie and Mark quite a lot about, obviously, just getting going. You know, they're the latest to have done it. and it would be sort of foolish not to pose questions to them as well. And really, everyone's been great in just giving some advice, and yeah, hopefully I can sort of put that into practice, and obviously then put my own spin on things as well.
How has the process been, David? Obviously, we are at the start of a brand new season, plenty of excitement, of course, notably for you and your team. But what has the process been like? Obviously, getting these horses in, building them up, trialling. How is everything going so far? And I guess when might we see your first runners, I suppose?
Yeah, I think the initial few weeks of any horse coming into a stable, sort of wherever that may be, is just making sure they've adapted to the feed. Getting to know the horses and what sort of character they are, and how their conditions sort of fluctuates depending on how much you're feeding and working them. So the first few weeks, there's a sort of set system in place that I've had for a while, and that seems to be working well. And obviously then you start galloping horses and assessing their recoveries outwardly and inwardly with the with the data I'm getting as well. So it's been a nice steady build. I'm really happy with how they're training, and all being well, if they trial, pull up well, and only need 2 trials, I'll have first runners 28th of September.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Now, I sense you're keeping quite a cool lid on things here, but I mean, to go out independently and to train on your own here in Hong Kong, I mean, you must be getting very excited, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I am, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm bouncing out of bed every morning, and yeah, it's a joy to come to the stable every morning, every afternoon, and seeing how the horses are adapting, taking the work that I'm giving to them, and every afternoon you hope they pulled up okay and check their legs, and we can press on to the next day. So yeah, look, I'm very excited. Not rushing. I think that would be the wrong thing to do, but obviously I can't wait until actually we have first runners, and I really intent on taking to, not all, but to the races ready if I think that the horse is at their right mark.
28th of September, the target for David's first runner, Paul. Of the Trainers' Premiership, it was the perfect script last year, wasn't it? Pierre out with a huge lead. Might not have been the perfect script for Pierre, but when it came down to that last race, Pierre's horse there at the top of the straight, Francis, just too good.
Yeah, too good, wasn't he? And look, I'm sure Pierre will be trying so hard again to win it this year. He had such a great sort of season last season. He's looking through his stable. He's got the power, and the horses are in good form at the moment. The only little problem is when they win all these races, they're up in the ratings a bit. But he seems to have a lot of horses coming in as well, new horses, which all these trainers need.
At this time of the year as well, last 3.5 weeks or so, Pierre's had a lot of horses go to the trials over the last 3.5 weeks, not only here at Sha Tin, but also up at Chung Fa. But traditionally, Danny Shum normally gets off to a pretty quick start at the beginning of the season.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Denny's runners too. Not only a new trainer in the ranks, a new jockey, and the first female jockey to be based permanently here in quite a number of years is Britney Wong.
I don't think words can explain my excitement, because it was a very huge opportunity for me. But the fact that I've been working very hard to get it, so I'm very pleased that the club given me the opportunity now, and I want to thank Mr. Hall to taking me on, because I know he's easygoing person, and he's been giving me very good opportunities in the trials, like even before I go to overseas. And yeah, I'm very glad that I'm now attention to him, and looking forward to work for him.
Tell us about your background. It's not in racing, is it? 8 years ago, you had nothing to do with the sport.
Yeah, I have no clue, literally. But I always love doing sport. Whenever I get a chance, I will learn a new sport. And I love animals. 8 years ago, I saw this opportunity turns up in front of me, and I think it's the ideal job for me, combining sports and animals. And just give it a go, and then it's been 8 years and I really enjoy doing it.
But what about your expectations here in Hong Kong for the season? I mean, this is a huge challenge for you.
Yes, I mean, it's a really big step up for me. I'm not there to have any like silly expectations, but every win is a win, and every ride is a ride. So I'll just do my best to give every possible chance for my horses in each race. I think this is the biggest goal for me.
We have some fantastic female jockeys around the world. Who have you turned to for advice? Have you reached out to Jamie Carr, to Holly Doyle, to those great jockeys for advice yet?
So back in a couple of years before, when Holly Doyle had her first time riding in Hong Kong, the school actually set up like a meeting for us to learn from Holly Doyle, and the biggest takeout from her is being confident, because she's always confident in herself, and like obviously she tried very hard to achieve what she achieved now, but at the same time she won't let anyone saying affect her performance. And also at the same time, when I'm in Australia, I've ridden with Jamie Carr, and I didn't really spoken with her like deeply, but I can observe what she did in race days. Like she's really focused, and during the run, and I can feel her energy in the run. Like it's phenomenal.
Just finally, I can sense you're a very confident person. You've got, you smile a lot. Is this something that you'd like to bring to your locker in a way, into your racing? Not only being a competitive rider, but someone that the fans can look up to and enjoy watching ride.
Well, I mean, it's always good to have a smile, but I don't know. I just do it naturally. I'm a pretty outgoing person too, so. Just don't be shy.
Exciting times, Paul, for Britney, who will have her first ride on Glorious Expert on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly, and we wish her all the best as well. Obviously, that £10 claim is golden for these jockeys that come in originally. They will get the opportunities. She's with David Hall, and David obviously the trainer of that horse, and he's going to give her some opportunities early. So it's all about momentum in Hong Kong, so hopefully she can get the early strikes on the board.
And she's had that good experience down in South Australia. We've seen a number of the apprentices come from South Australia into Hong Kong these days, and so over the off-season as well, she went down to New Zealand and had a few rides there as well, just because she hadn't been in the saddle race day for quite some time because she had to come over here with visa issues.
She did, and of course, Tom, Zach, the big talking point, Douglas White's record at his beckoning this season.
Yeah, of course, Zach, champion jockey again. Douglas White was a 13-time champion jockey, and Zach getting ever so close to that mark. Now it's only 74 wins away, so you'd say that probably happens around December, January maybe?
So we'll certainly keep a countdown on that as it does get close. Well, we have some big races in Hong Kong. We have International Day, Champions Day, the 4-year-old series culminating in the Derby. One of the most important races is the Jockey's Relay, and it happened at Sha Tin last weekend. Welcome back to Racing to Win, the show. We preview Hong Kong racing twice a week before every meeting, and every show will also have a last run reminder, as it did last time before the break. Paul, and what you come up with for the first meeting back?
Yeah, a horse called Call Me Supreme. Now, we look at his barrier draws from last season. 10th, 10, 10, 13, 14, 14. He had no luck in his run. He was wide most of his start. This is the closest he ever got to the row. He would have got a bit of a fright to see that white thing on the inside of him. But he settled back. He finished off really strongly, as you can see there in those pink colours. He's had a season. He's the son of Justify, this horse. He's come out, he's trialled pretty well behind Fast Network, who looks a good thing earlier in the card as well. And it was a good trial from him, I thought. He looks ready to go. And he just really hit the line strongly, I thought, in this particular race. Now, he's drawn barrier number 5, so he should get a lot better run. And you can see him just picking off horses with that season under his belt. I think he's going to have a good season this season.
That is Call Me Supreme, the first last run reminder. Race 6, number 13, Karis Teton will be aboard him for Michael Chang. The meeting details to get us underway for meeting 001, 10 turf races on the A course, and it's just a slightly earlier start time, 12:50. There's lots going on. The official opening ceremony before the first, and there'll be a live music performance after the last two. The race that we focus on, race number 3, is the HKSAR Chief Executives Cup over the 1200 metres. Ka Ying Rising goes up £20 following his win in the Shah 10 Vars last time. Flying Ace is a 5-time course and distance winner, as is Lucky With You. Packing Treadmill is unbeaten first up. We've got Beauty Charge, a 2-time course and distance winner. Beauty Waves comes into Class 1 for the first time, and the bottom 2, Harmony and Blessed. And Baby Crystal, who was a 1,000 metre flyer last season, will resume over 1,200 metres. Your people have been working hard in the off-season, Paul. Gone are the horses all looking the same. In come the colours. Who are the winners and losers on the speed map?
Well, look, Superb Capitalist comes with a bit of a health warning because he has missed the start in a couple of times. But when he does jump, he jumps pretty well. The last time him and Harmony Blessed, they sort of raced together for the first 200 metres before Harmony and Blessed took over from him. So I expect something similar in this. Ka Ying Rising's got some good speed. Him and Baby Crystal will be sort of fighting for their position just behind the pace. Majestic Night, another one that likes to go forward.
They've been busy, had the crayons out in the off-season, colouring in all the colours.
Exactly, good
They are the brand new speed maps on the New Look Racing to Win. It's also a new look, but only temporarily. There's been a typhoon lurking around Hong Kong, thus there were no interviews at the Shah 10 track, so Nick jumped on to Zoom and spoke to David Hayes around Ka Ying Rising.
Yeah, look, he's had 7 races, 5 wins and 2 narrow defeats. Basically, has gone up as fast as any horse has in Hong Kong. So, yeah, he's a pretty exciting sprinter.
I know initially, David, having spoken to you about this horse, you obviously, you were pretty sure that he was going to climb the ranks, but were you even a little bit taken aback by how quickly he sort of rose?
The day I got the biggest surprise was when he carried 135 and the Authority won in class. I know it was only in class 3, but class 3 races are very hard to win in Hong Kong. And I thought, wow, you're a bit special when he did that as a 3-year-old. So, carrying top weights, fine, but to do it as a young horse is very, very hard to do.
Yeah, as you say, arguably a tougher ask, I suppose, than perhaps when he did win his Group 3, which obviously he didn't carry much weight winning that Shah 10 Vars. He's had a recent trial, David. The trial visually looked really good.
We sort of weren't too hard on him because it was just a week before the race. And Zach was happy. He relaxed. What I liked, he relaxed. He quickened up well. They ran fast time. Look, he'll obviously be improved, being first up, and he's been set for December. But I think he's done enough work to be very competitive if the weight doesn't stop him.
There's been a bit in the press, David, obviously on this horse, given how exciting he is. Obviously, you've made mention that 4th run hopefully will be the international. So you've got a distinct plan in mind.
Yeah, when you're at that rating, there's not many races you can go for. It's basically set out for you. So I wanted to give him a break at the end of the season. So he's had, I think, close to 100 days between runs. So he does need to get racing, and there's not another race for 6 weeks for him. So he'll get nice gaps between his races.
There he is, David Hayes. Bigger test, Paul, for Ka Ying Rising, as good as he was last time. 135 on his back.
Yeah, no, that's the query. He's giving away weight to some really good horses in this race. Now, if he is going to be vulnerable, and I think he's going to have a really good season, this could be the race.
Here's the record of trainer and jockey David Hayes, Zach Purton. I think he just might be a little vulnerable with the weight as well, Kaying Rising, but he did a terrific job with him last season, but he does have to step up here and give a fair bit of weight away, all right?
What about Flying Ace? Tom, we go straight to his trial. He's a horse that loves the 1,200 metres.
Yeah, he does, and I think probably at this sort of stage of his career now, any win comes as a bonus. He's obviously £6 better off with Kaying Rising on that win from Kaying Rising last time out. That was when he was second behind him. He's trialled it pretty well leading into with this, but as I said, he's getting on, Paul. He had knee surgery a couple of seasons ago, and he's sort of at a difficult rating now too.
Yeah, look, he finished off this trial nicely enough. He has won fresh in the past, which is a positive. He's drawn nicely in barrier 3. There's a lot of pace in this race, and that should suit him as well. I've just included him on a minor line.
Lucky with you, had a great season last season. Paul, he was dual Group 1 placed.
He was. Look, he's a horse that races really well fresh. He's had 4 starts fresh. He's won 3 of them in place in the other one. So this is the right time to catch him. I just thought he was niggled along a little bit in this trial. Maybe that was just to get him cherry ripe for Sunday, but he just was niggled a bit.
And look up at the back end of last season, 9th behind California Spangle, down the track to Lucky Swainess, and then was comprehensively beaten on Champions Day in the sprint there behind Invincible Sage. So just not really sure where he's at the moment. Lucky with you for Frankie Law and Andrea Azzini.
Here is the trial, Tom, of Beauty Waves. You can see there packing treadmill. One of the apprentice riders on board went right up in the air. Yeah,
he was a bit awkward away from the start to there, and I thought he was pretty ordinary in the straight here in this barrier trial as well, packing treadmill. We know he does go well first up. He's got an impeccable first up record, but I wasn't overly keen on the recent barrier trial, but you've probably got to take him on face value, Paul, at what he can do first up. But Beauty Waves here I thought was pretty impressive the way he quickened to beat bottom up together.
Yeah, I thought it was a really nice trial from Beauty Waves, and also he gets 20 rating, well, £20 from Kaying Rising as well. He looked really good last season. He's only finished out of the money sort of once in his 10 starts. He's a consistent horse. I was worried about him last time coming to Sharton, but he really relished Sharton.
He did indeed. So that's a look at the runners in the feature race. Paul, are you with Beauty Waves?
I am. I'm going to go with him to beat the likely favourite in Kaying Rising. I just think with the £20 he gets, this is his opportunity. Kaying Rising, obviously a very exciting horse. He's in there for second. Lucky with you of that fresh up record and Flying Ace. 8-1-3-2 in the end.
Yeah, I went with Beauty Waves as well, down towards the bottom here with the lightweight handicap conditions. Over Kaying Rising, I don't think the handicap conditions here totally suit him, but he'll get his opportunity for Purton and Hayes. Flying Ace goes in, and Lucky with you I thought might be the best of the rest, but a watch on packing treadmill as well. Trial wasn't overly good, but first up record is very good.
Just the one race previewed on the show, but all of the races with Paul's selections are previewed on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. Of those selections, Paul, across the 10 races, which one have you picked out as your best?
Well, since we featured the race, I thought I'd go with Beauty Waves, because I think it'd be a decent price. This could be the time we get a good price. Now, this race I was talking about Sharton. Look, he normally raced right on the pace in Happy Valley, but they were a little bit more conservative. There's a lot of pace in this race as well, so I think they'll ride him similar, and I just really like the way he quickened up and won this race. I think with the £20, we've seen that trial, things are going his way. I think he can upset the favourite, so I made him the best. The value now, USS Constitution did win over 1,400 metres before he got here, and he is racing over that distance for the first time. There's no pace in the race. I thought he could lead, so he's the value, and we'll do the play in the last there with a QQP, the Hollow Angel, Gloria Elite, and Silo.
Best for me comes up in the second feature of the day, the Class 2 over 1,400 metres. Superb Boy, who won first up last season, and this was his most recent trial up at Chungfa, running 30. Delivered, as I said, fresh last season at 2.1. He had the trail in this barrier trial. He looked reasonably well held together. That, of course, is Supreme Lucky in the green colours, who faces him in the race there, winning the trial. So I think he's a big winning chance. Zach Purton rides. Same to you in Class 5. Brenton have done a Mark Newnham. I think the stable's ready to kick some early goals, and to play with My Wish Super Bonus and a debutante in race number 5, Pearl of Pangs.
Family Jewel as the best bet, race 8, number 7, 2 starts, hasn't been too far away. Trial was very good. Starline was backed off the map at his first start in Hong Kong. Trials last season poor. Trial this season he was under a good hold. And the play, race 8 of QQP, 1, 7 and 8. Ballistic Win, Family Jewel and Solid Win. On to the diary here, Tom. We've got Sharton on the 2 Sundays. And in between, we're back to the great Happy Valley.
Yes, Happy Valley Wednesday night. I think Packing Power looks to stand out there, Paul.
He does, doesn't he? He was really good winning that race, wasn't he? So I wouldn't be surprised if he made it 2 from 2.
And he has trialled very, very well. That show will be coming up on a Tuesday in your usual spots. That has been the first racing to win of the season. Thanks to the boys. Thanks to you, and we'll see you at Shark 10.